Hello, everyone. Welcome to Junior's Book Club. And today we'll be discussing Mexican Gothic. I just finished reading this book about this morning, and I was a little intrigued by it. And here's the book right here. And after I first heard about this book, I was kind of not too intrigued about it after seeing the cover. And like they say, don't judge a book by its cover. And after I read it, it was getting a little interesting from the beginning, and I couldn't put this book down. I really liked it, and I liked it. This book is about it's about a Latina named Noemi, and she's from one of those high classes in Mexico City, and she's like a bachelorette, a party girl. And in the very beginning of the story that I have read, and part of this review, she was more like a party girl. She would go party, and then plus she was a college girl, part of Mexico. And her father had summoned her from the party that she was in with one of her boyfriends. And when she went to go see her father, it was an urgent message by one of her family members. And Noemi hadn't seen her cousin Catalina for quite some time, and she was a little skeptical about going, over there, that little town called El Refundo, which translated the Triumph, the name of that little city, part of Mexico. And she got a letter. Her father got a letter from her cousin Catalina, a very strange, odd letter. And Noemi snatched the letter from her father to read it, and I have the part of the letter, if you will, the letter here. And it says right here in the book, "He is trying to poison me. This house is sick, with not sinks of decay, brims, and every single evil and cruel settlement. I have tried to hold on to my wits, to keep this foulness away, but I cannot, and I find myself losing track of time. And thoughts, please, they are cruel and unkind. They will not let me go. I bar my door, but still they come. They whisper at night. I am so afraid of these reckless dead, these ghostless, fleshless things, the snake eating its tail, the foul ground beneath our feet, the false face and false tongue, the web upon which the spider walks, making the strings vibrate. I am Catalina da Balvata, Catalina. Gata, come out to play. I miss Noemi. I play and I'll see you again. You must come for me, Noemi. You have to save me. I cannot save myself as much as I wish to. I am bound, threads like iron, through my mind and my skin, and it's there in the walls. It does not release its hold on me, so I must ask you to spring me free. Cut it from me. Stop them now. For God's sake. Cut them now, for God's sake. Hurry, Catalina." After I read that part of the chapter of Catalina's letter, I was kind of like, okay, this is a little strange. I thought she was crazy at first, until I got deeper into the story, and Noemi and her father were kind of like, what's wrong with her? What was up? And then Noemi's father was kind of concerned of his niece Catalina. And according to what the book says, that Catalina and Noemi were very close when they grew up, and part of the story was that Catalina was into fairy tales like Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, and etc. And after I got deeper into the story, her father sent Noemi to El Profundo, the the little town in Mexico. And she went to go travel over there and to go live in that high place mansion where Catalina went to, where Catalina lives. And in part of the story, Catalina was married, but according to what I read, that she didn't know Virgil that long, which is her strange husband. And according to what I have read, when she went to the little town of El Trefundo, it was a little town in the countryside of Mexico, and she was a little skeptical of going, but the train doesn't go over there very often, like maybe once a week. And by the time that she got to the mansion of High Place, it was a very odd, old-fashioned place. No electricity, and certain odd things. When she got to the mansion, she met her, believe it was her aunt, Florence, who was a very strange, strict woman. And she got to meet, Catalina's husband, Virgil. When they got to the mansion, it was like old-fashioned, items, things. Even the wallpaper was old and ugly. Like in the book right here, you could see the green wallpaper and all that. And they put Noemi into a room, and there was no electricity. They had nothing but hurricane lamps, one of those old-fashioned ones from the Victorian times. Their house was kind of like Victorian a little bit. And she wanted to go see Catalina, but Catalina was asleep. She was, sick in her bed. And later on throughout the story, she got to meet Virgil, Florence, Dr. Cumin, and Francis, Florence's son. And throughout the story, they went to go eat down to dinner, and it was not a very pleasant dinner time at all. One of the rules of the house is that nobody was not allowed to talk when they're eating. So throughout the whole dinner time, everybody was silent. And Noemi was not used to that kind of treatment, and who wouldn't? And even though she talked, Florence stopped her from talking because that was the rule, that nobody was not allowed to talk while they're there in dinner. And throughout the story, she finally went to go see her cousin Catalina in her bedroom, and Catalina was there telling her that she hears ghosts and telling all these things like the letter said. But Noemi didn't really believe her, that she thought she was being psychotic. And when I first read about that part, I thought Noemi was being psychotic, but I should have suspect when I got deeper into the story. And the more deeper I got into this story, the more creepier it gets. And my thoughts about the High Place mansion, I would hate to really live there. Like, while I was reading in this story, I felt like I was being in a trance. Like, I felt like I was while I was reading, I felt like I was there. And it sounds crazy though, but when I was reading the story about her, according to the story, like the details of the mansion, there were strange emblems on the wall, and a snake biting its tail. That was their emblem. And of course, they were proud of their names. Their last name was Doyle, like Virgil Doyle. Excuse me. Virgil Doyle and Francis Doyle, and of course the oldest member of the family was his father, Virgil's father, Howard Doyle. And a creepy old man. The way I see this old man he was like a pervert. And there was old paintings of his wives and on the wall, and everything like that. And but I'm not really gonna tell the whole thing because I don't want to be a spoiler, and I didn't realize this was a new book. It came out recently, and as much as I want to tell you the ending, I really want to tell you the ending. The ending is crazy. And when I got deeper into the story, I was like, what? Like really? And there's a lot of strange things while I was reading this book. It's not what I expected to be. And it's pretty good though. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a movie about this book, or a TV show. But if they do, I'm gonna see it. I think that's all for now. I'm not gonna, spoil the ending for anybody. So all I can say is that this book is really interesting, and it's actually really good, though. I would, I would read it. If I were y'all, I would go read it. Well, guys, I think that would be all for today. If y'all really like my videos, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And hopefully, I hope y'all have a good day. So, goodbye, everyone.